Hello everyone, welcome to Elliott Wave Forecast.com YouTube channel. So my name is Henry Lau, and today is March 28, 2019 on Thursday, and the time is 3 a.m. GMT. So today we will be looking at the chart of the Nasdaq. This is a 45 minutes chart. We can see here is a very interesting price action here. Okay, and you can see after topping out at 75.44 on March 22nd, the index starts to turn lower here. So you have what looks like a 5 waves down, right? It looks like an impulse here. So that means if this is really an impulse, we should at least end with A or a with 1, right? So it's either ending with A or a with 1. We got a 3 swings correction, looks like a zigzag. Okay, so we end either with B or with 2 here. And since then, the Nasdaq has continued to turn lower again, and interestingly, it has broken below this A, right? It has broken below this A, therefore suggesting the potential that the C leg or the wave 3, depending whether this is 1, 2, 3 or ABC, the C leg or the wave 3 has already started, right? Because it broke below the end of the wave 1 here. So what that means is that now we are looking for potentially Nasdaq to resume to the downside. And there are a couple of options, right? We can call this as an S, 1 2 1 2, and then continues lower. So we're gonna have a 3 bounce and then continues lower again. Another option is going to be that the C leg is a diagonal. Now, as a diagonal, that means the subdivision of the 1 2 3 4 5 will be in 3 waves. So in other words, we can have something like this. It really doesn't change the view. As a diagonal, it doesn't change the view. It just changes a little bit the label, but it doesn't change the overall view. We can have something like this, and this is in the case of a diagonal, it will be something like this, right? So you have a wave 2 that corrects these 3 swings, and then we're going to continue to extend lower in the wave 3 also as another 3 waves because it's a diagonal, right? So that could be another option. And then still another sort of alternate, if we don't get continuation lower, we can get a flat from here. Because of this marginal low here, we can have an expanded flat. So in the case of an expanded flat, we will have something like this. This is AB, okay, and then this will be a C leg. So this will be with 1, with 2, okay, and then we will have something like this, 3, 4. Now this is the only sort of detour in my view, but this marginal low here is very interesting because that will suggest that the next leg lower might have already started. But I know that I think overall it's still kind of sideways right now in the market, in the stock market. So we need to be a bit cautious as well due to the sideways nature right now still. And also end of quarter flow usually is not really going to make a big adjustment. So this can be a possibility, which is a flat A, B, C before turning lower. But the idea then is that because of this marginal low, chances are whether we're gonna be doing like this, a nest, the P ended here, or we do a diagonal, or we do a flat, chances are the bounce can still stay below 75.44, which is the top on March 22nd, and at least is going to give us one more leg lower, right? At least it's going to be one more leg lower in the C leg. Now, if this is truly a C leg, we need to have a 5 waves, right? Because it's a C leg or a wave 3. So it's either wave 3 or wave C. We need a 5 waves, but so far we only got 1, 2, 3. So we don't have enough number of swing to be able to count this as completed. if this is truly a 5 waves, which it looks like it is, right? So again, that means shorter cycle we could see, likely we can see at least another leg lower to finish the EPC as far as it stays below 75.44. Now looking at the slightly higher degree, if you look at the 4 hour, this is a daily. Now if we do get another leg lower in the Nasdaq, so let's say something like this, if we do really get that, so chances are then that this entire rally can be complete that starts from end of last year, right? So that cycle or that rally that has been 3 months old, it can be completed. And if so, then we could potentially not just having just one more leg lower, but potentially we could be doing a larger pullback, right? We could be doing a larger pullback to correct this entire rally. Now potentially then where can we go? Well, if it corrects, let's say 50%, we can potentially go to at least this area, 64.82, 66.87 at least, right? Or in the worst case scenario, then this entire rally is just a correction of the initial decline that starts from last year. Now remember, we have never broken to an all-time high, right? So in the worst case scenario, then we could see something like this, right? But again, if we do get another leg lower here in the shorter cycle, then that will increase the probability that this cycle is completed. If this cycle is completed, you have two choices in the larger degree. It's either worst case scenario like this, or the less apocalyptic scenario is going to be that we are correcting this cycle. So if we are correcting this cycle, then expect sizable correction like this to maybe around 50% or even more, okay, before the next leg higher. So depending whether you're bullish or bearish, of course, in the larger degree. But again, the fact that we do have what looks like a lower low sequence here suggests that we might be beginning at the very early stage of the index to roll over, right? And if so, then we might be getting a little bit of a bigger pullback in the next coming, let's say, weeks. All right, so for further updates about the Nasdaq or other indices or stocks, you can always try our service. We have 14 days free trial. The link is in the description of the video. So see you all again tomorrow, and have a nice day, everyone.